There's 5 different scams that are going around right now that I want to talk about. One of them is an old scam that's kind of come back. There's another one that I call the freelancer scam that's particularly aimed towards artists. There's the I'm moving, there's the you're moving, and there's what I call the contest scam. I'm moving. This is the latest one that's hitting social media. And this is the reason why I rushed out this particular video, because a lot of people are getting burned right now. It works like this. Your friend is moving and they just announced on the internet and they just posted it on social media. They have to get moving really quick, so they're going to be selling off a bunch of their items. They post a list of things on it, and some of the things are things that you might want, like a PlayStation 5 for $200. I mean, there are some great deals on there. And your friend explains in the post that they have to sell these things off very quickly. So of course you send them a note. Or you put something on their timeline, like, I'm interested in the PS5. What can I do? Great, they say. I'm moving in a couple of days. I can just hand it to you then. But it turns out that I need a little bit of cash right now for the movers. So can you use this Cash App, or can you Venmo them some money right now? And you're going to do it because they're your friend. And even though you wouldn't ordinarily Venmo or Cash App a stranger, you're going to do it this time because it's your friend. Only it's not your friend. Someone has cloned your friend's social media. They made it look exactly like your friend, and even though most social media companies try to filter out those kind of things, it takes them a couple days to get those things offline. And in the meantime, someone has cloned your friend's Facebook or Instagram, and they made it look a lot like them, and they used the same name and everything, and you didn't pay close enough attention. And all of a sudden, a couple days later, you realize your friend isn't moving and you've been scammed. This should go without saying, but never ever send money to people that you don't know, even if it feels like your friend asked you to. Speaking of which, you're moving. Well, okay, this is the way this particular scam works. You're looking for a good apartment, and you've been looking forever, and all of a sudden, the ultimate apartment or home that's for rent comes available. And you see pictures of it on social media, and it looks really hot, and it's for a really good price. So you call up the number that's provided, and the next thing you know, you're speaking to someone who's asking you a bunch of questions. Do you have a criminal record? How's your credit? Those kind of things. But they don't ask you a few questions that a person who owns a piece of property would normally ask. And that's the only reason where once they get to the point where they're asking you to go ahead and pay them an application fee, that's when you know something's wrong. You see, the application fee is like $50 or $75, and they need you to pay it right away. Oh, by the way, you can't see the property right now. That's your red flag right there. While searching for an apartment, I had at least 3 different magical looking kind of apartments that it turned out were scams. They all had a similar pitch. They all looked really good. And by the way, when I reverse searched the images, I found out that those images belong to someone else. Go figure. One last thing that I noticed. A lot of the people who were selling apartments weren't in the same area that I lived in. They weren't even in the same state. Some folks were in Florida when I was searching in Illinois. That was a big hint there. Oh, and it goes without saying, they weren't real estate agents.